Yeah, man. I'm sick of this shit. I'm gonna do my cook and I'm gonna move on, man. Shit is what it is. Um, I'm just gonna do my cook. Get this out the way and move on. Yes, I would like to have. I need some advice from the fellas, but hey, it is what it is. I'm gonna do this cook. I'm gonna put this work out here, and I'm gonna carry on. You know the brothers. Your boy Rizza Islam. Yo, your boy Rizza Islam came out with some period pads for the bitches. Yeah, this shit is. They scared to talk about the pussycat facts. Scared to talk about it. All right, all right. I'll give you guys a quick intro of this stuff here.
Work put in. And I know the envy you up against, and I know you built to handle it, brother. So I'm telling you something, man.
HD Live, man. I had a talk with myself, brother. I just got to stay in my lane. We gonna do that other stuff on the other channel, man. I just have to do this. I'm at war, man. I'm at war. What's gonna happen is you people are gonna let bad pussy become something that you gotta be a fucking victim to. You're gonna let your brothers fall victim to say, oh, her pussy fucked up. I'm supposed to give a damn. This is what's gonna happen, man.
I'm proud of you, man. I'm proud of you, brother. You keep doing your thing. Them pills you gave us. God damn it. Whatever they do.
Yeah, yes, that was the best.
It ain't no joke. You had, I found out about your tampons.
No pads.
The pads.
Yeah, pads.
What is the difference between a tampon and a pad?
Tampons go in.
Oh,
stay
like
on
my
outside.
finger.
He set that one up. He did that on it. He said that.
He understands my brilliance. That's why I love my brother. But
Pads.
my brother, for the people who don't know, you got to tell the people, Rizza, because believe me, there's people on here who don't know.
Absolutely.
What you got going on?
Women's pads, non-toxic, 100% cotton, all natural pads for women.
Tell them about what they put in them pads, though.
Absolutely. You have multiple chemicals. Well, a lot of heavy metals in particularly you have that are hormone disruptors that help to increase your hemorrhaging of your cycle, meaning more bleeding, more painful cycles, etc. All in these pads. A study was just released last year by University of Berkeley, I believe, where they went over 16 of the top brands and they found upwards of 60 chemicals in the average pads. The number one pad that they studied was Always. Always is currently the biggest pad company. It also has some of the largest amount of chemicals. So women every month, one thing you may not have looked at when it comes to your hemorrhaging, when it comes to your PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, when it comes to your endometriosis, when it comes to all of that, are the very to your hemorrhaging, when it comes to your PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, when it comes to your endometriosis, when it comes may not have looked at when it comes to your hemorrhaging, when it comes to your PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, when it comes to your endometriosis, when it comes to all of that, when it comes to your hemorrhaging, when it comes to your PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, when it comes to your endometriosis, when it comes to all of that, are the very pads that you use every month. Because the chemicals inside of those pads literally are directly connected to those very things. That's me and Shaka Khan right there at the warehouse. Picture. That's at our warehouse. My warehouse, which is 14,000 square feet. Oh yeah,
Kirk Franklin look on right there.
And no, I mean, and it's black owned. These are chemical free, and women are saying they are the most comfortable. They are the peacepads.net. I am not a woman, but my main thing is I have sisters, I have aunties, I have nieces, and women. If they do not have a healthy womb, we will not have healthy soil to put our seed in. I have nieces and women. If they do not have a healthy womb, we will not have healthy soil to put our seed in, and we will not have healthy children. That is the reason why we do not have a healthy womb. We will not have healthy soil to put our seed in, and we will not have healthy children. That is the reason why.
Now, that's everything that I talk about over here. You understand? Now, what's the difference? What's the difference between me and Rizza Islam? Not the way that he speaks, not that he's with the Nation of Islam, none of that stuff. The difference is he is talking to them about these things in a he's talking about this as just like, you know, yo, the government and the brands and the grocery stores are after you, sis. No. Who is the sis after with that bullshit? Because he's gonna sit here and say, look, this is why you got it, because of the, you know, what you eat. Let's go.
Why I came up with this as a solution. That's not the
This is for my class. Niggas that take my class know all this shit.
only thing. I have something for the men and some other stuff coming down the line. But the biggest thing is we have to start getting the chemicals out of our body, and that starts with things we eat. That starts with what we put on our clothes, starts with what we put in our head and our body, etc. And that starts with the things we eat. That starts with what we put on our clothes, starts with what we put in our head and our body, chemicals out of our body, and that starts with the things we eat. That starts with what we put on our clothes, starts with what we put in our head and our body, etc.
If you don't have a healthy womb, you won't hear from us soon. That's, well, I don't know if you want to use that. You can have it if you want to, really. But what I'm saying is, a lot of sisters had no idea. Like, when you go to the grocery store, you've been bamboozled. Am I
Big
right?
time, absolutely.
When you go in your grocery store and get the essentials,
Mm-hmm.
you are getting bamboozled.
That is a fact.
I said a long time ago, we might have to leave America, and people are being life shortened in every way. Every way. You ain't even living like you should be living. You sick. We're not going to talk about how many men are sick in this nation,
Come on,
but I'm going to start doing more shows about how sick we are. You are impotent at 30-something, ain't you?
Come on, brother.
And you just don't want to say it.
Come on.
Just playing it off. Something is happening to us. And it is happening at the grocery store. I said this on my show a long time ago. Ladies, your kitchen is your hospital.
Facts.
And you really need to understand what you're giving your family, because they count on you to not know. We need people like Rizza coming up with solutions where you put it on the very thing you have to hustle.
Come on.
Imagine being able to build any.
That's close. That's close. The very thing you have to hustle. That's close.
Thing you have to hustle.
Come on.
It is a safe pad. When you throw it in the garbage can is safer. It doesn't have the chemicals on top of your chemicals that kill the liner.
And they know what they're doing because, of course, they pick that area. I mean, that's
Of course. Do you know women? Okay, so the question I've gotten
Somebody
recently
say, talk about health.
when they say, well, what does a man know about a woman's cycle? Why is a man doing this? See, here's the thing. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
True,
You complain about men not caring, not being considerate, not loving you enough, but then when a man decides to do something to help you, and now it's still a problem. See, this is the problem.
Uh-oh, RZA getting mad. Bitches talking to RZA about his period pads, about trying to keep these pussies healthy. So they've been getting at RZA Islam saying, yo, I ain't buying my period pads from you. You trying to hustle the women. He said, bitch, your pussy bad.
Inconsiderate, not loving you enough, but then when a man decides to do something to help you, if you don't, you complain about men not caring, not being considerate, not loving you enough, but then when a man decides to do something to help you, and now it's still a problem. See, this is the problem, because the number not loving you enough, but then when a man decides to do something to help you, and now it's still a problem. See, this is the problem.
This is RZA Islam talking to the bitches. This is what this is. I mean, look, their pussy is getting put front and center. Now, you know, we come at it from a different perspective. You understand?
Because the number one company that has pads, the number one most chemical field was created by a man. The company is called Always. And not one of you have asked Mr. Always to explain why his chemicals are in these pads. No, you just went and bought them. You didn't complain. It's because it's a black man who.
There you go. There you go. There you go. That's why we didn't take that approach. Even though, you know, having us on his team would help, because we have a whole different lane of how we attack this shit. but he still faces the same problem trying to be nice about it because it's a black man speaking on your bad pussy. You see? He's facing backlash. You see that? Now, I want y'all to know something. Ain't nobody else could take what the Corey Holcomb show and break down this part of the video. And this is what we this is what we specialty in. Okay? Like, ain't nobody else gonna break this portion of the show down and talk to you about the Corey Holcomb stuff. You understand? Ain't nobody else gonna break this portion of the show down. And this is RZA Islam's most passionate shit. He's trying to help. He sees what's going on. But he's facing backlash because it's just like the Pussycat Facts report. Questioning their pussy. Yes, they'll be upset of someone like RZA Islam who has the Pussycat Facts report of all you bitches. Like us. But what happens? He's only one dude. Yes, he has a name and he's gaining strength and he's keeping it peaceful. That was the right word. He's keeping it peaceful. That was the right word. Okay? He's keeping it peaceful. Over here, we show you this is war. They going to war crippled. They going to war handicapped with a hand tied behind their back, still beating you niggas. I mean, you niggas are crazy to me, man. That's why I decided, like, look, dog, I'm going to put this work out because that's what the fuck I'm chosen to do. But I'm going to move the fuck on because this shit is crazy. RZA Islam's getting pushed back. You know we ain't going to get no support on the Pussycat Facts report. And it's a tough fucking fight, man. RZA think he could pet talk the gladiator into keeping her box healthy. I mean, he believes that's his only shot. I mean, I would say that's the best way. The way that we're doing it, damn sure ain't gonna get nobody to talk to us.
Why his chemicals are in these pads? No, you just went and bought them. You didn't complain. It's because it's a black man who decided to come up with a solution for you. And I'm only talking about the few. The majority, they love them. They are benefiting from them tremendously. But the problem is you have to stop complaining when people create solutions. First it was, y'all just talking. Why y'all not doing something about it? Why y'all not creating a solution? Why y'all not replacing it with something good? Okay, well, we do that. Well, why you got to do it? Why don't somebody else do hustling?
I know you know this, RZA.
I love
you know
it.
this, but look,
Damn,
you know
it'll
never be enough.
It never. And I love it. I love it. That's why
It'll
I got more
never
solutions.
be enough.
And I got more solutions coming, brother. You will get mad and love your brother at the same time because the goal is to replace all the chemical crap that we have with something good. Support the businesses of people who have integrity, who are doing good organic work to help you. Stop complaining about it. Help them by helping yourself and helping each other. This is how it's a win-win for us. Either keep going and complaining to the white man system and to these damn companies that are killing you. Be quiet and just go get that. Or shop with your brother, shop with your sister, shop with people who care about your health. It's very simple. Either or.
All my lady friends that need my services on the Set It Off next night of the game, I am going to show up with some of these pads for you because I want you to be will help.
Really do your best to get around people who are creating solutions. It's crazy.
Okay.
It's really crazy. If you want the solution, cool. If you don't, cool. But
don't let them take it from you, RZA. When I met you,
oh no,
you a blessing. You a
Absolutely.
blessing. You know what I'm saying? Good at it.
Actors, we
Hold
can make
on,
you believe
Cap.
we know what we're doing, when in fact, we do not.
I mean, you don't come out there. You know, that was around.
Gym, Long Beach, California, specifically in
hold
Signal
on,
Hill. Your
man.
brother Reese.
Did something. When y'all said this,
Any of you who have had that, you already know. The other thing is when you are in these hospitals, it is a business. So they need to get you.
everybody but themselves for the results that they put out there in the world. If you are, it's Hogan who said, everybody, the wisdom.
I mean, RZA Islam's like the only other nigga talking this shit. I'm on him though.
3 weeks, I believe, in a day or two.
My God.
Man, when they told me RZA was there to grab his seed up out
Absolutely.
the mama, man, you don't even know. I drove home that night crying because
Wow.
I know how important that is.
Absolutely.
The bond with the father and the mother in the house, and they working it out.
Yes, sir. Home birth, just me, my queen, and the midwife. Water birth. No doctor's office. No epidural. no epidural,
Well,
sisters.
that's incredible because I have.
No,
one. I
my
already know
queen
that.
is a soldier, which means no numbing of
Yes.
no drugs. She took no drugs. An epidural, for women who don't know and for the men who don't know, please listen to what I'm going to tell you. Epidurals contain a certain percentage of a specific chemical.
Super scary.
Do you know which one it is?
No, I can't remember, but I
One
know.
that ain't good for you.
Thank you. And
Fentanyl.
how they do it. And how
Fentanyl.
If
Fentanyl.
you move, you can get
You
paralyzed.
hear what he said, D?
The needle is roughly this long in an epidural.
Oh my God, it was so scary.
And they are
when
injecting
kept-
you with a certain percentage of fentanyl inside of that epidural, sisters. That's number one. Number two, it does not numb you all the way. Many of you who have had that, you already know. The other thing is when you are in these hospitals, it is a business. So they need to get you out within a certain time frame. If you don't get out within that certain time frame, they are going to say, oh, you need to be induced. And so they give you something called Pitocin, which is a synthetic form of oxytocin, which causes the uterus to start contracting to help to get the baby out faster. And if that doesn't happen, then that's when they say C-section. Oh, the umbilical cord is wrapped around the baby's neck. It most of the time is, but the oxygen is not coming through the baby's mouth or nostrils at that time. It's coming through the umbilical cord. So your baby 9 times out of 10 is fine. But all of these things you are coerced into doing because you do not have the knowledge nor education. Start learning about home birthing. Learn about how to do this. Learn about it. Because when you get in there, brother, they're gangsters. They are gangsters. They are after the serum. They are after the stem cells in the umbilical cord. They are after these things. And it's not about the child. It's about getting you out. It's business. 1, 2, 3, get this person out of here. But it's drugs you're being shot up with. The other thing I mentioned to you is, no, my child did not receive any vaccinations. No one touched my child except having my child in no damn hospital.
RZA, let me tell you something, man. This riches is you got as a woman, grow
Is the expiration time for something. Like, I don't understand. For success, for growth, for progress. I'm like, I don't get it. 40 is young. But the main thing is social media has convinced men and women that you have a certain time frame to do certain things. Now, I will say when it comes to having children, when it comes to getting married and things like that, yeah, I wouldn't recommend waiting until past that type of age.
So if a lady is 42,
Yeah, you wanna-
talking about she took her IUD out and she
Oh,
ready to
boy.
have a baby, does that mean a lady is 42
Yeah, you wanna-
talking about she took her IUD out and she
Oh,
ready
boy.
to have a baby? Does that make any sense to you at all?
It makes sense as to how much she has been victim to indoctrination. Yes.
Make any sense to
Yeah, you wanna-
talking about she took her IUD out?
I wouldn't recommend waiting until past that type of age.
So if a lady is 42
Yeah, you wanna-
talking about she took her IUD out and she
Oh,
ready to
boy.
have a baby, does that make any sense to you at all?
It makes sense as to how much she has been victim to indoctrination. Yes. Been heavily indoctrinated, has trauma, has
Did
all
you
these
know
things.
it's doctors out here who take their IUD out at 42 and say, I'm ready?
Yeah.
What a fucking idiot.
It's very sad, brother. I mean, we have all been indoctrinated and we have been mentally manipulated so heavily. How is it that a woman went from understanding that the greatest joy is to bring into the world new life? That is the greatest thing that a woman only can do. A man, we hold the seed, so she can't have it without us. So we give you the seed, and then we plant it in that soil, and then you bring forth that child. That is the greatest thing, the greatest honor that you should bask in. But now you had insane devil feminists like Gloria Steinem who convinced you that you should hate yourself and hate the womb and hate the baby. Oh, that's not even a baby. It's just a clot. It's not a certain number of cells. Is it really alive? You should hate yourself and hate the womb and hate the baby. Oh, that's not even a baby. It's just a clot. It's not a certain number of cells. Is it really alive past 2 months, 3 months? Self and hate the womb and hate the baby. Oh, that's not even a baby. It's just a clot. It's not a certain number of cells. Is it really alive past 2 months, 3 months? It is insane. Now you have this generation having less children than the older generation for the first time in history. What does that tell you? You have all been victimized and fallen victim to the indoctrination. Depopulation is the goal. I'm gonna say this every damn time you hear me talk. Stop listening to what these bastards on the internet are talking about. You have tons of people crashing out because they fell victim to indoctrination. Take a break from social media. Go outside and touch grass. Some of y'all have not been outside in a long time. Get up.
So, like I said, they're talking about the box. They're telling the women that it's bad box, but they're doing it in a peaceful manner, hoping that the Gladiator BW, would take to it. You understand? Yeah, he think he's a Keisha whisperer. And like I said, once he knows the bitch's Pussycat Facts report, they know that he loves them, but he's still going about it peaceful. And what happens when you go about dealing with the Pussycat Facts report and bad box in the community the peaceful way? What happens? What happens? What happens? I taught this shit over and over and over. The men get left out. How do the men get left out, Prince? They get left out by their feelings, their money, and heartbreak. They walk around with this secret bullshit. Okay? And men are just unaware that this is happening. And when Risen Islam and them, they do this shit and they speak for the women, they leave out the most important person, which is the man. He's the one that carries and wears the burden. And if they don't have a man, these wicked ass bitches will throw that burden on their elderly parents. You understand me? They're bad pussy. You see? And they mad at Rizza Islam because he talking about their pussy. They mad at him.
What part of Texas?
Or things you didn't know about Tap Stitch.
The first thing you didn't know about Tap Stitch is our headquarters are right here in
Texas, for sure. I thought it was Houston or Dallas. There's our righteousness that will sustain us. So any of us who are kind of, here and there, is fine. But all of these things you are coerced into doing because you do not have the knowledge nor education. Start learning about home birthing. Learn victim to indoctrination. Yes. Been heavily indoctrinated, has trauma, has all these things.
It's doctors out here who take their IUD.
Whatever. Number 3, address the trauma that you have, whether if it was from your father, your mother, from not having either. You ain't training like they training, bro. Stop talking. I'm gonna get this money. Okay, well, stop talking. Go get tampons. Go in.
Oh, like my finger.
He set that one up. He did that, Donnie. He said that.
He understands my brilliance. That's why I love my brother. But my brother, for people who don't, what you tell them about what they put in them pads, dog?
Absolutely. You have multiple chemicals. Well, a lot of heavy metals, in particularly, you have that are hormone disruptors that help to increase your hemorrhaging of your cycle, meaning more bleeding, more painful cycles, etc. All in these pads. A study was just released last year by University of Berkeley, I believe, where they went over 16 of the top brands and they found upwards of 60 chemicals in the average pads. The number one pad that they studied was Always. Always is currently the biggest pad company. It also has some of the largest amount of chemicals. So women, every month, one thing you may not have looked at when it comes to your hemorrhaging, when it comes to your PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, when it comes to your endometriosis, when it comes to not have looked at when it comes to your hemorrhaging, when it comes to your PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, when it comes to your endometriosis, when it comes to all of that, when it comes to your hemorrhaging, when it comes to your PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, when it comes to your endometriosis, when it comes to all of that, are the very pads that you use every month. Because the chemicals inside of those pads literally are directly connected to those very things. That's me and Shaka Khan right there at the warehouse. Picture. That's at our warehouse. My warehouse, which is 14,000 square feet. Oh yeah,
Kirk Franklin look on right there.
And no, I mean, and it's black owned. These are chemical free, and women are saying they are the most comfortable. They are the most absorbent. These are the best pads they ever.
Yeah. I wasn't with that. I don't watch, like, if they talking about dudes, I can't fuck with that. Like, you can't try to go even Steven. If you go even Steven, the men will win. We done covered so many cases that the women knew their pussy was fucked up and they drugged the man there to get him checked out. And it checked out that they was the one that was fucked up. You don't want to play even Steven. It's not what you want to do. That's going about it all wrong. You know? I don't know, man. I don't know what it's ever going to be. I mean, they went after Rizza Islam saying, yo, you scamming us for our bad pussy, trying to get us to buy your pads. And he got mad. He like, oh, because it's a black man with your badass pussy. And it just is what it is. They'd rather it be secretive. You know the rules. You know the rules. This ain't something that just happened to the sisters pimp. The class knows that already. The class knows this ain't something that just happened. Hey, yo, we want to take this time out for a prayer. And remember, guys, I'm just cooking and I'm moving on. And I also wanted to ask King Disagreeable and that nigga, I'm still on the fence of releasing the channel. Should I do it? I know we ain't shit. Ain't like we gonna be large.
If you're trying to conceive, let's pray. Today's prayer is based on Psalm 31, verse 20.
Yo, prayer hands in the chat. Prayer hands in the chat. Gladiators pray over each other's pussy. Let's go.
If you're trying to conceive, let's pray. Today's prayer is based on Psalm 31, verse 24. Sovereign God, I remember when I used to pray for the things that I have now, that I see today, and I can only be overcome with your goodness and overwhelmed with how amazing you are, how faithful you are. Lord, I bless your holy name. Even for the things that I do not yet have, I will bless your name. For the child I have not yet carried, I will bless your name. Child I have not yet carried, bless your name. For the child I have not yet carried, I will bless your name. I do not yet have, I will bless your name. For the child I have not yet carried, I will bless your name. That I do not yet have, I will bless your name. For the child I have not yet carried, I will bless your name. For the miracle I'm still waiting for, I will bless your name. I will bless your name, God, for what I have not yet seen, because I believe that it is already mine. Because you are a good and faithful Father. I will dance in the presence of my doubters and my enemies because you have given me a new song. I will not live in fear or anxiety because you have overcome the world. You have overcome it all. My hopes, my dreams, my tears, my heart's desires are in the palm of your hands. Your word says, I sought the Lord and he heard me. He delivered me from all my fears. So I will praise you. I will He delivered me. He delivered me. He delivered me from all my fears. So I will praise you. I will bless your name. Because I know my child is coming. I thank you in advance for my child is coming. I thank you in advance. Bless your name. Because I know my child is coming. I thank you in advance for my sons and my daughters. I know they are on their way, and I rebuke the spirit of thank you in advance for my sons and my daughters. I know they are on their way, and I rebuke the spirit of fear trying to deny and delay them in the me from all my fears. So I will purge me. He delivered me. He delivered me. He delivered me from all my fears. So I will praise you. I will bless your name. Because I know my child is coming. I thank you in advance for my sons and my daughters. I know they are on their way, and I rebuke the spirit. Because I know my child's name. Because I will bless your name. Because I bless your name. Praise you. I will bless your name. He delivered me from all my fears. So I will, he heard me. He delivered me. He delivered me. He delivered me from, he delivered me from all my fears. So I will praise you. I will bless your name. Because I know my child is coming. I thank you in advance for my sons and my daughters. I know they are on their way, and I rebuke the spirit of fear trying to deny and delay them in the mighty name of Jesus. I receive them in Jesus' name. I thank you for the banquet you have set before me in the presence of my enemies. And I rejoice, for you have made me glad. Your word is yea and amen, and it cannot return to you void. So I thank you in advance, and I praise you in advance for promises that have already been fulfilled. In your mighty name, I pray thanksgiving. Amen.
Yeah. Okay. This ain't no peaceful journey like Heavy D. This ain't no peaceful journey. You understand me, son? When you know about the Pussycat Facts report, you know that you are dealing with women that's like this. This ain't no game. But like I said, men care about women with bad box, and it's in the private sector right now. They're trying to make it so that you brothers accept it, willingly and knowingly. You understand? They hope you niggas accept this shit willingly and knowingly. You understand me? That's why I said, oh, I can't stop. These people are crazy. I take a look at you. Look, this is what we're dealing with, guys. This is what the men are dealing with. These lucky ass bitches got good men to feed them for their badass pussy. I bet you won't hear them niggas talking about that. You ain't supposed to open your eyes before saying amen. Did you see how she looked evil as hell when she said, "Amen, brother, brother"? What I tell you, when that box double crossed them, brother, only thing they could be happy about is that they got a nigga like this. When that box double crossed them, son, and there's a man that's willing to help them, that's all they could ask for. What's the secondary factor? They can fix their box and be able to get back on the streets and try to get this. You see? You see? Now, you know, will she leave this man? If she do, she's doing it knowing that somebody else does not know about the Pussycat Facts report. They don't know the welfare of her pussy. You know, men got to do this shit for these bitches. You know, men take care of these bitches with bad pussy. Look at the comment section. Now, this is love and true love. And this, the way he loves you and prays for you, praying for you both. This is beautiful, handpicked for you. Thank you, Lord. It's nice to have a husband that knows the Lord and makes the best husband. It's important to teach our sons and daughters about the Lord. Right. Because he's complying with her bad pussy. Right. That's why we always say prayer hands, because they pray for bad pussy. They pray over bad pussy. They pray for this shit. You understand me? Trying to teach you niggas something, man.
Nothing. I have just been told that I have PCOS and I have endometriosis, and most likely adenomyosis as well. I am in shock. I cannot believe that I finally have an answer, or answers. After years of waiting, I finally had my laparoscopy in November, and essentially they said they found nothing. I was extremely disheartened. I didn't know what to do after that. I was just told, oh, you just have pain and you just need to take painkillers and that's all we can do for you. I decided that that wasn't enough, and I booked a private consultation. I've just come out of that consultation. I'm sitting in my car just now, and it was the best thing I've ever done in my life. I went over my medical history, and straight away he was like, do you have PCOS? And I was like, no one's ever asked me before. No one's ever done any tests. No one's ever said anything. Did my medical history, and he was like, Hadia, you have PCOS. And I was like, that would make so much sense. That would explain loads. And then we went into my pain and all the symptoms I had. And I have been on my Mirena coil for 6 or 7 years now. I've been on it for a while. And he essentially said that my Mirena coil has suppressed the endometrial.
You get it. Let's get back to the guys. Like a bitch will put a video up like this, and we sit there and say, so how do you think you equal to men? How do you ever believe that you should say anything regarding men? Come on, that nigga. Come on, cook them, baby. I'm not trying to suppress you over here, but I'm saying yo, cook them. Fuck it. Look, she got a man. Look. This is what men got to deal with, pimping. That's all I'm telling you. We're not going to keep doing this, acting like this is what's up. These bitches know. Look. All because of bad pussy. All because of bad pussy. Enough is enough, man. They're trying to make brothers believe that, oh, she got bad pussy. Oh, it's hereditary. Oh, it's this, is that. You should worry and care. Right. If she knows what to do, if she knows she's like this, she ain't ever supposed to be out here saying, I'm equal to a man, or a man is not loving, or I'm in fear when I'm around men, and all this stupid shit that bitches say. Bitch, we know. How could you fear man? You got your own set of problems, bitch. And this niggas is good men that get out here and put up with this shit. And Rizza Islam keep worrying about the bitches. The men, look at the burden that the men got to wear. just because you look good and I can fuck you when your pussy ain't fucked up. You should give a damn about a man that gives a fuck about you, bitch. That's why I don't like to hear that shit, bitches talking about niggas in a weird way. I don't play that shit. I don't play that shit at all. You know? Because all this right here, this is just the bullshit. What do you know? What do you know? What is the fact right here? What is the fact right here? Especially with a sucker nigga like this. What's the fact? He ain't trying to get no pussy right now. So she ain't even fuckable. Bitch, if you standing, you could bend. Fuck out of here. Let's ease the pain with some sex. Yeah, this is what he got to deal with. This is what the fuck he got to deal with. While this bitch come out and say, well, I'm equal to a man. Bitch, you ain't taking care of no man like this because his pee-pee don't work like your pussy don't work. You could just cut that out.
Throwing different painkillers at you, 3 or 4 different types.
We just met, mate.
Yeah,
Really
fresh.
fresh. I remember you freaking out, but like I was obviously a bit out of it, so I don't really remember what it would be like through your perspective. I just remember you being like really freaked out.
I felt helpless. That's all I could do. Typical guy trying to fix everything.
You were very sweet though. Like I remember you bringing me care packages and stuff, and like really tried to help. Do you remember the first time you saw me?
There you go. There you go, Pepper.
Bit of a rough day today in the Berry household. My wife is having an endometriosis flare. I told her to go lay down and take it easy. So I'm going to do a couple things to make her feel better. Come with me. I'm going to start off by getting something in her stomach. So popcorn, let's go. Meow. Gonna get an ice pack. That's right. And make sure to get a nice cool cloth to wrap it up in. There we go. Boom. Oh yeah, it's getting there. Right, let's get it. Fire in the hole. Kobe. Yeah. So let's see here. Set up, eat the little steak. Anybody? Okay, so I'm gonna set up the phone. I'm just gonna
There you go, guys. There you go. There you go, guys. I'm sorry. I tried to keep it together. I tried. Y'all saw me. What I did a half hour. I was dead serious. I tried my best to keep it together, B. I can't. Yeah, son. Get you a healthy woman, son. Get you a fucking healthy woman. You want to be able to go in this bed and fuck this woman. You don't want to have to do this shit. Not on account of no pussy being bad. She got to have a flu or something. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Y'all niggas are crazy. Yeah, I be loving these niggas, man. I love these niggas, man. Yeah, these niggas are some good men. Don't ever let these bitches play. Don't ever let these bitches play around with you, man. Don't let these bitches play with you, son. I want to suck your titties and fuck you right now. I ain't got time for all this other shit. I would like, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? This cause you're pussy? We gotta do this? Oh hell no. Let me go get a pussy that don't nah. Hell no. Hell no. Y'all niggas think, okay, once she get healthy, she don't get to use this shit as an excuse to not fuck you the right way? Are you crazy? Are you crazy? She gets to use this as an excuse forever to not fuck you the right way. I'll be damned. I'm not doing that. Unless. These are good men, fellas. Look, he can't fuck her. Look, she's not fuckable. Okay, she's not fuckable. Since y'all ain't want to believe me, she's not fuckable. This one right here, she's not fuckable. Not at this moment. All right. Come on, guys. I'm scared of men. Men always want to take my pussy. Men are a danger to me. You ain't never gonna help no man like this because his Peter Whacker is fucked up like your pussy is. You could just cut the bullshit out, bitch. You could just cut that out. You are not doing that. You would have to been with that man for 20, 30 years. Come on now. Hear these clown ass bitches talk this shit. You understand? Don't ever, ever, ever let that happen. Hold on. Sometimes it does that. My fault. Sometimes the shit starts skipping. Yeah, but you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying, man. All this bullshit out here is all bullshit, man. How we supposed to? You ain't gonna never get the real, man. You know? Gonna never get the real with these people, man.
Take this out. See how good his ponytail is. My scalp is so dry.
Agreed. Yeah, I'm just gonna take all of it, put it together as good as we can.
Okay. That's fair.
Put your full.
Jesus. I just had surgery, yo. This is how I'm getting treated.
I'm gonna put it like here.
Let's see what you're gonna do.
I don't know how to get this thing up.
That's what men do. Men make a turkey neck bitch like this feel good. That's what men do, man. And then when you see a bitch like this with a man like that, whatever's going on, you know, she did best. She did best by her pussy. She did right by her pussy. She fleeced that man. She got a man that what is taught that men will care for you, bitch, through thick and thin. You understand me? Men will care for you through thick and thin. Men will care for you through thick and thin. Even on her deathbed, she still need her hair done. Yo, it is what it is, man. Brother, like I keep saying, man, this is when you see the real. All that other shit is bullshit. You understand? All this other shit. I mean, we play around with it, But we know it's bullshit. We play around with all other stuff, but we know what's the real. Okay? We know what's the real.
So I recently discovered what endometriosis was. Ignore my privilege. And you are absolutely right. You are not just a sexual object. It's flabbergasting the lack of empathy that a lot of us men have, mainly because of privilege, and we just don't understand basic woman anatomy. So I have a good friend who suffers from this, and I mean, she's also hot as fuck. We're not in a relationship, but that's besides the point. Let's say we were. The whole concept of that, like, first of all, a woman owing a man sex and men having access to a woman's body by their own discretion is absurd on the face of it. And it's a chronic pain condition, so I don't want to have sex with someone that's in chronic pain. Like, ew. But furthermore, it's your wife or your partner, and it's someone that you claim to love. Well, if you have a problem with that and you're not willing to, work with them and nurture and accommodate their physical needs, and that doesn't mean sex, that means like helping manage chronic pain and being there emotionally and supporting them, blah, 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 then I'm sorry, you didn't love them. You just loved their body. Now, maybe it's because I'm not an unhealthy jackass, but to me, there are many, many other ways to express intimacy, one that doesn't cause them pain, one that...
Brother, you're missing the point. That's how they get men with the theory that their pussy is the shit. That's how they get men, you dumb fuck. Yeah, you gotta love this shit, man. These fucking bitches ain't shit. The sooner you get it, the sooner you'll understand, players. All right? The sooner you get what we're doing over here, the sooner you can understand how to win.
Another doctor, as you all know, can be very difficult, but that's still no excuse. I should have gone to the doctor. But I scheduled a checkup, and the crazy thing, God is so good. The crazy thing is, I remember I was like,
remember, class, God is so good.
The crazy thing, I should have gone to the doctor, but I scheduled a checkup, and the crazy thing, God is so good.
God is so good. What I teach you, when that box double cross, that's when they start doing those prayers and shit. You hear me?
I scheduled a checkup, and the crazy thing, God is so good. The crazy thing is, I remember I was like a couple minutes late because of traffic, and I remember the receptionist like, "Oh, let me see if the doctor can even see you still." And he kind of had like a little bit of an attitude, and I was ready to walk out of that door and be like, "You know what? Forget this. Like, I really don't. Like, I have other things I can do."
The receptionist had a bit of an attitude because she was running late, and she blamed it on traffic. She should have got there earlier. So she was about to walk out because the black fatigue, black women having an attitude over everything.
I don't need a checkup right now. To walk out of that door and be like, "You don't even see you still." And he kind of had like a little bit of an attitude, and I was ready to walk out of that door and be like, "You know what? Forget this. Like, I really don't. Like, I have other things I can do. I don't need a checkup right now." But it was kind of like I feel like I know it was God, and the Holy Spirit really just like prompting me to stay. I mentioned the headaches, and the Holy Spirit really just like prompting me to stay. I mentioned the headaches, and she was just like, "That's not normal having a headache every day." And I'm like, "Oh, that's why I'm mentioning it." So I let her know. She's just like, "Okay, well, over the next like couple weeks, I want you to kind of figure out like when you're having the headache, what time of the day, is it around your cycle? And I was like, okay. And then she was like, and then we can have a virtual visit and we can go from there. So since it was a regular physical, she did blood work and sent me on my way. So this was on a Friday. On Monday, I was still having the headaches and they were starting to get increasingly worse. So Monday, I remember I was at work and the headache was so bad. And I remember getting a call from the doctor and she calls me in a...
Now remember, she's been having these headaches for a while before she went to the doctor. Now, the reason why I make that point is to say, like, say I'm trying to go up and talk to this bitch. Hey, how you doing, sweetheart? I think you look very nice. You know, what's your name? You know, my name is Prince. That bitch got headaches because her pussy bad. And she going to talk bad to me and shoo me off. And brothers don't understand what bitches be going through, you know?
Panic. Like, you need to go to the emergency room. You need a transfusion. Like, your iron panic. Like, you need to go to the emergency room. You need a transfusion. Like, your iron levels are like crazy low. Like, she was just like, do you have like a bleed somewhere? Like, she was freaking out. And I was just like, huh? And I signed into like
dead man walking. Dead zombie. Dead man walking. Dead man walking. Talking about, huh?
And I remember getting a call from the doctor and she calls me in a panic. Like, you need to go to the emergency room. You need a transfusion. Like, your iron levels are like crazy low. Like, she was just like, do you have like a bleed somewhere? Like, she was freaking out. And I was just like, huh? And I signed into like Quest, like to see my labs myself. And so I sent them over to my friend who's a doctor, Kalita. And she was just like, whoa, girl, like, I think you need a blood transfusion. I was like, what in the world? Like, what is happening? And I went straight to the hospital. They did blood work again. And he was like, your hemoglobin is a 6. It was a 6.1 or something like that. And he was like, have you been like tired, dizzy? Like, I was like, no, literally the only thing I've been experiencing is the headache. And so he was like, you need a blood transfusion. And I was just like, I don't want that.
Who's coming in the driveway?
There you go, pimpin'. Try to teach you niggas something. She said, I don't want that. And I mean, who the hell would? Who would want to have someone else's blood in their body if they ain't get into a car accident or some shit?
And I was just like, I don't want that. Literally, I remember leaving the hospital without getting the blood transfusion because I was just like, I don't 100% feel comfortable with that. So I ended up...
She left the hospital without getting the blood transfusion. What HD Live said? They always trying to make an excuse on not getting their bad box fixed. So childish.
Without getting the blood transfusion because I was just like, I don't 100% feel comfortable with that. So I ended up going to a hematologist the next day. They also did labs again. The hematologist sat me down and was just like, you cannot be walking around with a hemoglobin of a 6.
You're a dead man walking. You're a dead man walking. The doctors told you that, and you're still walking around dead. The first doctor called her in a panic. She didn't give a fuck. She went to Quest, got the lab, sent it to her best friend. The bitch said, you're a dead man walking. She didn't give a fuck. She went to the hospital. They said, we're going to give it to you. She said, no. Then she went to a hemoglobin professional. He said, you need it. She don't need to have control over her own pussy. She's stupid.
Just sat me down and was just like, you cannot be walking around with a hemoglobin of a 6. This is very dangerous. You need to go get a blood transfusion. And I just remember I was like bawling and crying.
What I tell you, HD Live, that's the real cry. Don't ever get it confused, homie. Don't ever get it confused. I stand on my word. This is the only crying. Not no baby, not nothing.
And I just remember I was like bawling and crying. And I was just so scared because I'm like, what is going on? Like, what is happening inside my body?
Your pussy ain't shit.
And the crazy thing is that, how they explained it to me eventually was that because I had such low iron and because my body didn't have like enough blood, essentially, my heart was working super hard to try to like pump whatever blood that I did have to oxygenate my organs. And my brain wasn't getting enough oxygen. And that's why I was having the headache. And it was so interesting because a year prior to that,
Y'all see that? Y'all didn't hear that, right? Because my pussy is bad, it made my iron low. Once it made my iron and my blood low, it made my heart pump harder. Once my heart pump harder, it made oxygen get stopped, get less to my brain. All because of the pussy. See? Y'all don't hear that part.
remember having these like random heart palpitations. Like it was so weird. And I remember going to a cardiologist. He did EKG.
Ma'am, fuck all that cardiologist shit. Your pussy bad.
Random heart palpitations. Like it was so weird. And I remember going to a cardiologist. He did an EKG. He was like, "You're fine," and sent me on my way. So I kind of believe that like a year prior, this could have been caught. I don't know if cardiologists routinely do blood work, but I think if blood work would have been done, this also could have been caught. But I'm not pointing fingers. Everything happened how it was supposed to. The first night when I was at the emergency room, my mom, she was telling me that literally that night and that morning, she had a dream that someone was telling her like, "Hey, one of your kids is getting airlifted to a hospital like for an emergency because of a head issue." And then the person starts laughing in their face as my mom and dad are like sad. And when she told me this, I was like, wow. Like I knew the enemy was trying to take me out at that very moment. And I just remember when I was driving to the emergency room, I was just praying and I was just asking God, I'm like, okay, God, like usually you show me certain things in advance.
There you go, HD Live. Yo, HD Live, man. I wanted to tell you something, brother. Let me know if you still there. I wanted to tell you something, man. But before we get to that, what did I tell you about this God shit? What'd I tell you? This is when they use God. This is when they use tears. So she went to a doctor who doesn't look for the symptoms she had. So she tricked herself into believing he must don't have nothing. Yeah, son. Like you said, you told me, you said, yo, go get Chime or whatever so you can support the show. And like I tell any of you niggas, as much as I love support, you niggas are organic traffic. You and all my niggas, you niggas support and sponsor my show just by being here, participating, man. I mean, you know how it is. We are trying to attract other people to see if they support. You see what I'm saying? I mean, you niggas, I can't say you niggas don't support me. You know what I mean? Like, think about it. If I was monetized or whatever the case is, you niggas watch my shit, I would be getting paid for that. You see? If I had the 1,000 subs. I mean, you niggas support me, man. I can't ask for much more, you know? Shit is amazing, man.
Whether through dreams or what have you, like this is throwing me, this is like, I'm blindsided right now. What happened? And then as soon as my mom told me that dream, I kind of was just like, oh, okay, God, you gave the dream to my mom.
Now don't get it fucked up, the HD Live. Like Platypus Dreams and HD Live, y'all talking about PayPal and Chime. Remember, if I don't think that Naga is gonna ever have a Chime, but you understand, if he did have it, I would have you send it to him. We all family,
And so I was just like, okay, yeah, this is spiritual. So I just remember going home and praying, and then the next day,
prayer hands in the chat, bitch. That's all they do, son. Cry and pray about this bad pussy. Let's go.
Oh, okay, God, you gave the dream to my mom. And so I was just like, okay, yeah, this is spiritual. So I just remember going home and praying, and then the next day going to the hematologist. And then after I left the hematologist, I went back to the hospital and ended up having to get the blood transfusion. When I was there, my mom came. When I tell you, we prayed over that blood. It was just like the nurses were just like, my mom was just like, can I see it? Because like the nurses was like, oh yeah, it's the right blood type, everything. And then she was like literally praying there, and I was like, no, she's praying.
Want to actually reach your health goals by summer? Factor makes it so easy. Thanks to Factor, eating clean, even on the longest workout days,
And then I was praying and I was just like, Lord, like cover this, like cover me. I mean,
yeah, King Disagreeable.
When I was there,
I ain't hear it. I went to get my tea.
And after I left the hematologist, I went back to the hospital and ended up having to get the blood transfusion. When I was there, my mom came. And I tell you, we prayed over that blood. It was just like the nurses were just like, my mom was just like, can I see it? Because like the nurses was like, oh yeah, it's the right blood type, everything. Mom. And then she was like literally praying there. And I was like, no, she's praying. And then I was praying and I was just like,
what I tell y'all at the beginning of the show, if they ain't got a man to wear the burden, they'll put the burden of their bad pussy on their elderly parents. I stand by what I say.
Like literally praying there. And I was like, no, she's praying. And then I was praying and I was just like, Lord, like cover this, like cover me. I'm your daughter, like cover me under your blood. Like I was just like, Lord, I pray as this blood is about to go in that.
Praise Jesus. Yo, they lucky I don't got my amen shit. Yo, they killing me. This is a big amen.
Cover me. I'm your daughter, like cover me under your blood. Like I was just like, Lord, I pray as this blood is about to go in that it is transformed to your blood. In all seriousness, like, I was really praying. So after I got the blood transfusion, I had to go to the hematologist a week after.
Ma'am, in the real world, all jokes aside, sis, in the real world, you're supposed to get a blood transfusion if you got stabbed up, car accident, popped, something really violent. You understand? That's the only way you should be having your fucking chin up, by receiving the blood transfusion. Now you doing it because of mismanagement of your pussy, your chin need to be down.
They took my blood and
damn, her prayer sounds like when your girl says sorry to you. You know she don't mean that shit. No question. That's why I say the way that they deal with the Almighty God is like, yo, you better do this for me. Yo, why you do this to me? Like, what the fuck?
My hemoglobin went up to an 8, which was still not great, but better than a 6. I started feeling way better. Like the headaches stopped. Like they were gone completely after that. So after that, I had to get iron infusions. So the hematologist wanted me to do 5 weeks of iron infusions. So I had to do that every week.
Ma'am, do you think you are the most fuckable pussy in the land? Do you think your box is fire? Now, it still could be, but do you think it is?
After that, I was kind of just like living life, whatever, like, okay. And my doctor told me, like, you need to see a gynecologist because you don't have a stomach bleed. Like,
stop the show. You need to see a gynecologist. Let's cook. Let's cook. Ma'am, you need to see a gynecologist. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Told me, like, you need to see a gynecologist because living life, whatever, like, okay. And my doctor,
I was just living life like, yeah, okay, whatever. And then the doctor said,
told me, like, you need to see a gynecologist.
You need to see a gynecologist. The box investigators have now entered the building. We like the Repo Man movie. The box investigators have now entered the building.
Because you don't have a stomach bleed. Like they did like a CT, like my head was fine. They're like, you probably, like, this is probably through your cycle. So I never thought that I had like a heavy period or anything like that. I just thought it was normal because like I had nothing to compare it to. But when I was talking to the gynecologist, she was like, how often are you changing? How often, like, what is your blood flow like? And I was like, I do wear the oversized overnight pads like daily. I change like every 1 to 2 hours.
I do wear the oversized overnight pads daily. I change every 1 to 2 hours. That's why I told y'all, Yeah, her box might be fire, but do she think it is?
She was like, that's not normal. I was like daily. I check, and I was like, I do wear the oversized overnight pads like daily. I change like every 1 to 2 hours. She was like, that's not normal. I was like, I wouldn't have known that. Like, how was I supposed to know that? So I ended up having to get an ultrasound, and so it took like a few weeks to even get the ultrasound, which I was just like, I don't know why it took so long, but I ended up having to get an ultrasound, and the girl who was doing the ultrasound, she was just shocked because I was supposed to do an ultrasound where they check on my stomach and then another ultrasound where they kind of go in and see everything. So I was scared out of my mind because like I never had to do that before, and y'all know like I'm a virgin. Like this is like a lot. So
whoa, we've covered this before, guys. Whoa. Yo, we've covered this before. We've covered a virgin. This is a virgin. I believe her. We've covered this before. She's a virgin. Hey, HD Live, it gets no worse than this. She's a virgin. This is one of the best case studies you could find where no man has ever touched her. She can't blame a man for shit. Unbelievable. A virgin? A virgin. Oh.
And everything. So I was scared out of my mind because like I never had to do that before, and y'all know like I'm a virgin. Like this is like a lot. So
this isn't outsourcing; it's outsmarting. She runs 2 companies with a team of AI specialists, and it works.
She was just like, okay, like, have you ever had this before? I was like, no. And then I literally just asked her, I was like, is this gonna hurt? Like, she was just like, no, she was feeling uncomfortable. And then she was just like, when was the last time you were sexually active? I was like, never. And she was like this girl was like, I was like,
yes, you're a black woman. They think you should be fucking. Yes. Yes.
Like this girl was like, I was like, she was like, you know what? Like she literally cleaned me up. She was just like, never mind, we're just gonna do stomach ultrasound. I was like, don't you want to ask the doctor about that? Like, didn't she schedule me to do? I was just like, okay. So she does the ultrasound, and literally, like, as soon as she puts the thing on my stomach, I see her clicking and taking pictures and clicking and clicking, and I was like, that is not a good sign. And she says nothing. So then I go to the gynecologist's office, right after that, and she walks in, and she was just like, "You have fibroids," and I was like, I just didn't even know how to respond. I didn't even know how to like.
Dog, she's a virgin. She's a virgin, and I didn't see this video. I just had it set up for you guys. Hold on. The woman is a virgin, and like we always say, hereditary. Bitch, you only got a certain time span with your pussy. So all we've been telling you, we don't care about the wall, the looks, and all that stupid shit. Okay? So now she's about to go hear this information. I don't know what she's gonna say, but if we go based on our education, they're gonna tell her you're in trouble. You might not be able to have children, and she's a virgin. I want to hear this shit.
Process what she was saying, but she was just like, you have fibroids and they're pretty big. I was like, okay. She was just like, so we have some options here. And I was just like, okay. So she was just like, we can start you on birth control just to kind of alleviate the bleedings because you're losing a lot of blood and we can't let your hemoglobin go back that low. So I was just like, no, I'm not doing birth control. Like personally, I just was like, no. And the reason why I was very much against birth control for me, I'm not saying this is for everyone, but because literally a year before all of this, I remember having a dream where I was like in a hospital bed. The doctors were trying to give me this injection called Depo-Provera, and it's a birth control. It's a contraceptive like injection, a Depo shot. And I just remember fighting them and telling them, no, I'm not taking that. And I just remember waking up so confused because I'm like, I'm not looking into birth control. Like I was just so confused. And I just remember praying. And I remember texting my friend, like, I feel like the enemy's coming after my womb. And I just remember praying. And that was that.
Whoa! Hold on. I dropped something. Hold on, son. Hold the show. Stop the show. The woman said she believes that the enemy is coming after her womb. Now, class, I have the first question of the day. And I'm supposed to left at an hour, but I'm having a little bit of fun and I got my players in the building. So I have a question, class. She told her friend 2 years ago when she had a dream about birth control that the enemy was coming after her womb. What is the next best thing should she have done? 2 years ago, she had a dream and she told her friend she believes that the enemy is coming after her womb. And I'm going to give a hint this time. What is the next best thing she could have done to protect herself from the enemy? What is the thing that she should have done to get protection, hint, hint, from the enemy against her womb? If she thought that there was an enemy against her womb. And the answer to this question is the same answer that it is to every fucking question. And guess what happened, guys? She didn't do it. And guess what happened? The enemy that was after her womb was in her systemic programming from when she was a girl. But she was so fucked up on the programming that she don't know. Hereditary, diet, lifestyle, everything that you thought you was doing against who, class? HD Live, come on, man. That Naga, you wrong. HD Live is wrong. It's the same answer, guys. Who could protect her from the enemy with her womb? It's the same answer all the time. Everything they go against. Everything that they go against. Everything that they go against is the only one that could protect her. Right. 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 That Naga. I just want him to say, come back home to the man. Yes, because she would have got her a man. She would have got her ass pregnant. And she would have found out all this shit. Oh boy, here we go. HD Live going overboard. I mean, that Naga going overboard. I keep telling these black bitches, you can't piss my niggas off. You piss my niggas off, this is how they gonna talk to you. With facts.
Like, I feel like the enemy is coming after my womb. And I just remember praying. And I remember texting my friend, like, I feel like the enemy is coming after my womb. And I just remember praying. And that was that. So as soon as she said birth control, I was like, no. Because I knew God kind of showed me ahead of time, like, do not go that route for whatever reason. You know, a lot of times, like, God will show you certain things that don't make sense, but you just have to trust that because He is your creator, He knows what's best for you. And that's why I said, personally, for me, I declined it. So then she was just like, but we got to get these out because this is, you know, affecting your quality of life. Like, and also to have children in the future, we got to preserve your fertility. We got to make.
Told y'all what the conversation was going to get to. Conversation done turned to it. She's a virgin talking about infertility because she's been systemically programmed her whole life, thinking holding her pussy from another black man is going to save her ass. Okay? Okay?
A home for the baby in your uterus because the fibroids are like taking up space. She was just like, I usually do not recommend surgery. I always try to figure out other options first. But she was just like, you have 6 fibroids. One of them is like 7 centimeters. Like, you got to get a myomectomy. So I was just like, whoa. When I tell you, it was just so much information.
It wasn't. It was one piece of information. My pussy went bad and I thought I was preserving it. I'm a virgin. How could my pussy be bad and I'm a virgin? We covered this before. Yeah. Because of your systemic programming. You see where it got your ass, right?
I just remember leaving there, texting my sister and my friend, and I was just like explaining everything. And like, it didn't hit me at all until like much, much later. I was starting to get headaches again. And I remember going back to the hematologist for my 2-month appointment, like after the iron. And she was like, your hemoglobin went back down to an 8. I was like, what? Like, I was just so confused. And she,
ma'am, you just like every other Black woman. Level 1, thinking you're equal to a man. I'm just going to get that out the way. Okay? Level 2, baffled and befuddled by the fact that, yo, your pussy ain't shit. I mean, that will cripple anybody.
your hemoglobin went back down to an 8. I was like, what? Like, I was just so confused. And she was just like, you got to do another round of iron infusion. And so I had to do another round of that. And I just remember there was one day that I was sitting for them to, like, find a vein to put the IV in, and they could not find the vein. They had to put my arms in these warmers. And I just remember sitting there and I just got so overwhelmed. And I'm like, how is this my life right now?
There you have it. I thought I was one of these strong Black women that don't need no man. Got me a job, got me a BMW. You understand me? Program the fuck up. Last thing you need in your life is a man, right? I get it. I get it, man. What do you get, Prince? What do you get? Prince, what do you get? I don't understand. What do you get? What do you get, Prince? I get the fact that she's mad that other bitches' pussy is better than hers. Not that shit that you thinking. She's mad. We know when it comes to the Pussycat Facts report, other women are happy that they score better than other women. And other women are upset that they don't score as well. She's mad. And guess who she got to talk to? The air. She get to talk to the air because ain't no man ever been in her fucking life. She talks to the fucking air.
Sitting there, they had to put my arms in these warmers. And I just remember sitting there and I just got so overwhelmed. And I'm like, how is this my life right now? I remember calling my friend like that day and I was just crying. I was just like, my mom doesn't have this. Like, my sister doesn't have this. Like, why me?
What did I just tell y'all? What did I just say? That's why, Prince. That's why. Jealousy. That's what I'm trying to teach you niggas. Jealousy. Now, I didn't know she was going to say that, but we knew what it was. When someone says, why me based on box, you know it's built in jealousy, son. This ain't about trying to eat right, do right, get healthy, hoping that science and technology can fix it and it go away.
This my life right now. Sitting there and I just got so overwhelmed and I'm like, how is this my life right now? I remember calling my friend like that day and I was just crying. I was just like, my mom doesn't have this. Like, my sister doesn't have this. Like, why me? Like, why is this happening to me? Like, I was kind of just like battling and wrestling with God in the sense of just like asking.
What I tell y'all, how do they use God? What the fuck did I tell? Excuse my language. What did I tell you? What did I tell you? How they use God. Why you do this to me? How you put this on me? This is how they talk to God. Listen to how they talk to God.
Like, you know, I was kind of just like battling and wrestling with God in this.
Battling and wrestling with God. Cannot even give yourself up to the true and living or the spiritual God. Just cannot. You're battling with somebody that you're asking for help, but you're not asking. You're saying, "Why me?" Like trying to tell that man off. Like it don't make sense. Oh Lord, man. Oh Lord.
This happening to me, like, you know, I was kind of just like battling and wrestling with God in the sense of just like asking him, like, why is this happening? Like, did I do something? Thank God for my friend. She was just
right. Are you saying, God, did you do something? But thank God for your friend, man. If you are bat flip crazy, and I can understand why. Jealousy is a mother.
Him like, why is this happening? Like, did I do something? Thank God for my friend. She was just, you know.
Ooh, that's preventable. That too. The colorectal cancer.
So encouraging and just reminded me that like God is faithful at the end of the day. The next day, I finally spoke to my leaders at church. When I got overwhelmed, I realized like, okay, I need to talk to my leaders at church. You know, of course, my friends and my family knew what was going on, but I spoke to, it was funny because literally like that day, my leader texted me like, hey, like, how are you? And I was like, oh, wow, okay, then definitely need to talk to her. So I sat down and just kind of explained everything. And I was literally shaking. Like, I don't think you'll understand like how much like I was literally chilling since I found out I had fibroids. Like, oh, okay, I gotta get surgery, like whatever, going with emotions, going with life. And it literally hit me that weekend. So I was literally telling her and I was like shaking. And it was so encouraging because literally at the end of it, she was just like, how are you doing emotionally? Like, and I was like, wow, like literally yesterday, I was like crying my eyes out. She was just like, you know, you're allowed to have emotions, like you are human. And kind of just literally saying everything that like I was processing through. And I was like, wow, God, like, thank you. Like I needed to have a moment. I needed to process, you know, my emotions and my feelings. And that was okay. So then she was just like, have you talked to the pastors? Like, let them know. And I was like, no. And she was like, okay, let's go talk to the pastor now. I was like, oh, this is what we're gonna do. So I ended up going to talk to my pastor, the first lady, and I kind of just explained everything to her. She was just like giving me words of encouragement. It was literally like the day before we were going to start the 21-day fast at church. And she was just like, during this fast, you need to pray, you need to fight, like you need to seek God. And she had shared among a lot.
Ma'am, you still need to seek God. They're telling you, you're a whole virgin. They're doing you dirty, sis. Only thing you could do is get the surgery. Well, you already got someone else's blood in your body. You already just get the surgery, man. You don't need all this fucking sugar on top of the shit. You don't need it. You need somebody, in my opinion, walking your ass there to get fixed because you don't seem like you're built to just go get fixed.
A lot of other things. There wasn't a coincidence like, oh, snap, like we're about during this fast, don't schedule anything, don't schedule anything. She was sharing about complications that she was having when she found out she was pregnant. It shows like God was really like all over this from the jump. Like the enemy tried it, but God was like, skirt, skirt. I already died on the cross, so this is covered. So during the fast,
there you have it. That's the depth of the analogies that they will do to try to justify bad box. Sheesh, that was deep.
Interesting, and that just shows like God was really like all over this from the jump. Like the enemy tried it, but God was like, skirt, skirt. I already died on the cross, so this is covered. So during the fast, I remember having a dream where God kind of just, I won't go into detail of the dream, but God really just showed me that the concerns and the fears that I have surrounding fibroids and what happens after and further on in my life is going to be fine. Like he literally showed me like everything is going to be fine. And so,
ma'am, we know you're going to be fine. How, Prince? Ma'am, You've been systemically programmed to not even want to bond with a black man, more or less have a black child until you was ready. That alone was the wrong programming. Now you're stuck in the middle of it. So yes, it's going to be fine at the end. Of course it will be. You're there now. You're there now. I could think your box is fire, but I know you don't think it is. See?
I was just like, whoa. Like I literally like woke up from that dream like, whoa. And there were just some key details in the dream that also kind of deterred me from getting an open myomectomy, which is what my gynecologist was suggesting because that's all she knew how to do. So I ended up having an appointment with one of her co-surgeon. She was like, I need you to see the co-surgeon before we can schedule the surgery. So what? And she was like, I don't think you need surgery. I was like, what? She was like, let's just take out the one fibroid that's causing the bleeding on your lining and go from there. I was like, so what about the other ones? She was like, you can still have children with the fibroids. It just might be more painful, but we'll monitor that. And I was just like, okay. So she scheduled the hysteroscopy.
Wow. She let the doctor talk that shit to her. Wow. See what I'm saying? Black man can't talk nothing to you. See that? The doctor told her, yo, don't remove all your shit. And she questioned it. Her first thought was like, why not? But she went along with it.
Where she would just take out the one fibroid vaginally and just leave the rest of them there. And I was just like, okay. So this was like weeks out. So I was like, all right, cool. So she also recommended I see a fertility specialist. So I go to the fertility specialist and he does a full exam, which I was not expecting. I literally thought we're just gonna have a conversation about like fertility, what it's looking like, what like all these things. He does a full-blown exam, ultrasound, everything. He was like, wow, this is bad. I was like, oh my gosh. And he kind of was just sharing that like you have a lot of fibroids and you got to get them out. He was like, this was the part where like I knew God was just really just like trying to like just like speak to me very clearly about what I need to do. Because that was my prayer point. I'm like, God, heal these fibroids. God, show me what to do. Like, God, I'm just trusting you, whatever the situation is. So he was just like, before removing the fibroid, he was like, I don't recommend that this doctor takes out only the one fibroid. He was like, I don't recommend you get any surgery until you shrink these fibroids. And I was like, how are we going to shrink the fibroids? If we can shrink the fibroids, then why do we need surgery? He was like, I recommend you start Depo-Lupron. And I was like,
As an owner of Walton Goggins goggle glasses, I know how to make slick-looking goggle/glasses.
I was like, wow, that sounds very much like the injection that I had the dream about a year.
Right. So now she's at a fertility doctor, and this doctor told her, get on the Depo, and she had a dream about the Depo.
I was like, wow, that sounds very much like
this bitch, she dreamed this. She actually, something came to her in her dream to say, yo, something's up with this pussy. But she could, how could you understand it? We don't be understanding the dreams all the time.
The injection that I had the dream about a year ago that I was like, heck no. And so I'm just listening to him and he was just like, yeah, this acts in the brain and basically it just shuts off the estrogen production in your body. So that way it can shrink the fibroids. And then once the fibroids shrink, then we can do the open myomectomy to remove the fibroids. And I was like, huh. And it's so interesting that like how like doctors speak to you about certain medications because he was like, you'll experience hot flashes. But like did he know the pharmacist at that point? Either way, I was like, in my head, I'm like, doesn't that put your body in like a menopausal state? And then I was like, doesn't this drug cause like osteoporosis like even after it's done? I was just like, wait a second. I had a dream, even though it wasn't the same drug. I was like, yeah, I don't think this is what God wants for me because he literally gave me a dream a year ago before I even knew I had fibroids that this is not something that I need to take. So I was just like, okay, I just listened to him, got on my scans, and I left there and I did not look back. Because I was like, absolutely not, I'm not taking that drug. So I just remember calling the surgeon that I
what do I teach you, brothers? If she had a man, he would be at all these different appointments doing all this shit. This is what I be telling brothers. You would have to go to all these appointments or be aware of them, all because you chose that and she didn't tell you. You know? And this was a whole virgin. Very difficult.
I scheduled the hysteroscopy to remove the one fibroid, and I called her and I was like, hey, like the fertility specialist is saying that that's not a good idea. Like I should take this injection. And she was like, honestly, what I'll recommend you do, we can cancel the procedure. I recommend that you see a oncology surgeon.
Oh my
who is very
goodness,
skilled at
another
robotics,
doctor
who can robotically remove the fibroids instead using like a camera, and it's less invasive than an open myomectomy.
How could this woman walk around believing that she got good box? How? Because brothers are still after it and they are unaware. She knows that if brothers knew what she knew, if brothers knew what she knew, they stay far away from her.
So I was like, okay, why wasn't that option presented before? But I was like, okay, like let's look into that. So I scheduled that, and I was just like, all right, let's just see. So I was just like, let me research, like, since she had mentioned like laparoscopic robotic, I was like, let me research like laparoscopic myomectomies and just go from there. So I had reached out to a couple places like via like their process of contacting them, and then one of them contacted me, and they were like, oh, like your insurance is out of network, but you could like pay out of pocket. And I was like, nope, I'm not doing that. So then I found another place. They called me back. They're like, your insurance covers everything. We can set up an appointment a week from now to speak to the surgeon. So I was like, okay, great. So I'm just going on Instagram, and it was just like, the waters are stirred. You better make sure you step in. I just saw that and I was just like, oh, okay. I just kept tapping, but it just stuck out to me. So then I remember I was like driving to work, and I see a license plate and it says Lord, and then it has numbers. I look.
Here we go. Now I'm way over time, man. I was supposed to stop in an hour. I got caught up a little bit, but there she go. Still driving to work. All programmed the wrong way, pimp. Ain't got no man, nobody that got her back, got this church shit going on. Just programmed.
Back at it again, and it said LRD, not Lord, but I was like, it jumped out to me. And I was just like, are you telling me to call you? That's literally what I said. And I looked up the numbers in the Strong's Concordance to see like biblically like what it meant. And when I looked it up, it said that those numbers mean stirring. Like,
ma'am, you just said you was wrestling with the Lord. And now you, ma'am.
Stirred up, like stirred. And I was like, oh wow, that was just like the post I saw about like the water is stirred, like you better step in, and kind of like step in, thinking to myself,
this bitch.
AAM, laparoscopic assisted
Excuse
abdominal
my
myomectomy.
language.
Because I kept saying laparoscopic myomectomy. And so he was just like, I think that would be a good fit for you. And I was asking so many questions, and he was answering all my questions. And I kind of just felt at peace, and I was like, okay, I think
2025 IRS tax forgiveness.
Y'all niggas get it. We gonna continue though.
And I kind of was just like, okay, God, like, and then it literally clicked after this was all getting taken care of, and God's hand was all over it. I just remember the day before the procedure, I was talking to Giselle, and I was just like, kind of reflecting over the year, because this has been going on since April of, realizing I had severe anemia, and then finding out I had fibroids. But I was just like, wow, like the enemy was really trying to take me out. Looking back, like I was so just like calm throughout it. And that's really the peace of the Lord, because why I wasn't bawling my eyes out when I was sitting in that emergency room, it was the Lord. But the enemy was really trying to take me out. And I knew that, especially when my mom had shared the dream, the enemy thought that he won. The enemy thought like, okay, we got her now. Like we can take her out. And like, and it's so interesting that my mom had that dream, because she was like usually sharing like, I don't usually remember my dreams and stuff. And so I know the enemy likes to be crafty in that sense of not allowing you to like remember your dreams. So you know, in our dreams, we are seeing things in the spiritual realm. And it is God's mercy that He allows us to remember certain dreams because there are key things that He shares with us in there. There are things that
Yeah, Dad Naga, you remember that for the other channel. Cause I don't cuss on the other channel as well. So you make sure you remember that.
He shows us.
I'm trying, brother.
Although sometimes it can be scary, He's showing us for a reason so we can pray and come against it. So that way, just like we can agree with things, so it is so on earth as it is in heaven, we can also pray so that things that are happening in the spiritual realm, in the demonic spiritual realm, that they don't happen on earth by praying and interceding. And so
there you go, brothers. That's the mindset of your sister. Oh, you want to hear it again? Got it.
We can also pray so that things that are happening in the spiritual realm, in the demonic spiritual realm, that they don't happen on earth by praying and interceding. And so
there you have it. There you have it, man. If somebody could say something like that to you and they don't even know how to bond with a man, how could they tell you about the intergalactic mind state? How? Your homie, she don't even know how to bond with another human being of the your homie, she don't know how to bond with a human being of the opposite sex, but she's telling me about the intergalactic realm.
That's for a reason so we can pray and come against it. So that way, just like we can agree with things, so it is so on earth as it is in heaven, we can also pray so that things that are happening in the spiritual realm, in the demonic spiritual realm, that they don't happen on earth by praying and interceding. And so
there you have it. There you have it, man. There you have it. There you have it, man. We don't let them get away with all this. Like I said, my cousin, she's the only one that can talk around me like that. And she ain't, she comes every now and then. But other than that, man, we're not having it, man. Are you kidding me? You just can't say this bleep, bleep, blop, blop shit.
I'm just so grateful and thankful to God because just even in that moment, like the enemy thought he had me. The enemy thought he literally was going to take me out because the level of anemia that I had, the doctors were even confused. Like, have you passed out? Have you been dizzy? Like, I could have been passed out somewhere. No one even knew. I could have been driving and passed. Like, the possibilities are endless. And I'm just grateful that, like, I had that checkup, that I didn't leave. Like, even that was warfare because I almost left because I was a few minutes late and they were catching an attitude. And I was like,
you don't like nobody catching no attitude with you. Let's just tell it what it was. You was about to leave because you don't like nobody catching an attitude with you, and you go to church every Sunday. Come on now.
Because I almost left because I was a few minutes late and they were catching an attitude. And I was like, okay, like, or it would have been rescheduled and it would have just been so late. But I'm just thankful for God's mercy, His love, and His kindness towards me, even in the situation. The day of the surgery, my sister came, my parents were there, and I had the surgery. They told me it'll take an hour, but the surgeon did come in and say, like, you have a lot of fibroids. I'm like, everybody keeps saying that. So it did take a little.
That's what happens when they finally get told your box is bad, because she still thinks that she the shit, even though she got bad box. Facts.
Longer than normal.
But why? Why, HD Live? Why does she still think she the shit even though she got bad box? Why? Quick. Why? Here's the hint. What is the intelligence that makes her think that she's still gonna be the shit towards, the opposite sex? No, HD Love. I mean, no, Dad Naga. Because men are uninformed. she still knows she could go out, and a man don't know nothing about no PCF report. You see? So she can just maneuver and be like, yeah, you know, it's something that I had, you know, because I was a virgin when I found out. So it wasn't like, you know, she get to still lie because the men don't know.
So it was
that's why the PCF report plays no matter whether you're a virgin or not. If you could answer the PCF report, we can have the conversation.
around like 2 hours, and I just remember waking up in like so much pain. I was like fidgeting, it was kind of blurry, and I just see the nurse running towards me, and she was just like, "What's your pain?" Like, and I was like, "It's an 8." So they gave me some Dilaudid, I believe, and I just remember like kind of falling back asleep and then like waking up, and I was like, okay, it's like at a 4. So I like got ready because I was able to go home. So my parents came and took me home, and it was painful. I should probably make another video because this video is probably so long, and I really just wanted to share all the details to show you that like God is in the details, and like God truly like had his hand on me even before all this went down. And so it just shows you that like the enemy thinks that he wins, but he was already defeated when Jesus Christ died on the cross. Right? So he tries, but he will fail every time. And especially when you recognize that because you are a child of God, because the Holy Spirit lives within you, the enemy can't win. It may seem like he's winning, especially like when your thoughts try to tell you that things are not going to work out. He lies to you to make you feel like you're defeated. Meanwhile,
I'm chasing science and technology to rectify the problem. Meanwhile, I'm chasing science and technology to rectify the problem. Listen, we're not going to sugarcoat this, man. Come on, man.
Things are not going to work out. He lies to you to make you feel like you're defeated. Meanwhile, he's already defeated, but he's just trying to make you feel like you're defeated when that's not true. It's just beautiful because a year before, God showed me in the dream, hey, don't take this injection. Showed my mom in the dream, hey, you need to pray for your daughter. Literally that same day I was in the hospital for a head issue. So she was already praying, didn't even know why. Even throughout finding out about this, I remember having a dream where there was someone in my house, and I just remember I was trying to tell them to leave. I was just like, you need to go. Like, why are you here?
No, that's not the dream. Nope. See that right there? She just got busted. See that? She just got busted. Check this out, pimps. Listen, God sent her a dream about the depot shot, and she fought against it. God sent her a man. Listen, God sent her a man.
I just remember I was trying to tell them to leave, where there was someone in my house, and I just remember I was trying to tell them to leave. I was just like, you need to go. Like, why are you here?
Why is a man here? She don't know the good dream, but she know the bad dream. Oh man, she just busted herself. God sent you something positive. How about that? It was a man. Unbelievable.
Finding out about this, I remember having a dream where there was someone in my house, and I just remember I was trying to tell them to leave. I was just like, you need to go. Like, why are you?
No, that is not what you're supposed to say when you see a man. So you know she was staying away from men after that.
Here. And when I started getting angry, like, no, you need to get out. The person transforms into a demon.
That's
and
bullshit.
Literally yelled at me and was like, you and the media team took my life. And I was just like, oh, talk about spiritual warfare, y'all. Like,
there we go. I see it different. You and the media team took that man's life. That was your husband. That was your husband. That wasn't no damn demon. That was your husband.
It's crazy. But even that dream, and it was so crazy because literally the next day, the leader of the media team wrote in the chat, like, hey guys, I feel prompted for us to do a fast. And I was like, wow, like spiritual. The reason why I share these things on my channel is because I want y'all to understand that this life is spiritual, and whether you want to believe it or not, like it is. And
right. But when it comes to your spirits, you don't notice that any of the spirits are good spirits. Come on. Come on now. Come on now. You took that man's life away. God told you about the depot shot. He told you your pussy was in danger, and it was and is. You needed protection. It's crazy.
So it's better that you believe it.
Sorry, man. I got loose. I got out of control, man. Don't kill me.
And that you pray so that the enemy doesn't take advantage of you, and you know who you are in Christ, and you can recognize that you can pray, you can fast, and you can.
Because I get upset the way they use God. I get upset about it. How you using God on the box that you've been systemically programmed to not be with a man with, to create and be fruitful and multiply like the Bible says? That pissed me off. Now you're mad that your box created this sort of hell on earth. And you got to carry that around. Nobody else has that burden.
Stomp on the head of the enemy and recognize the authority and the power that you have because the Holy Spirit lives in you. Or you can just pretend like you don't and let the enemy utilize you. Like, I don't know how else to say it, but that dream kind of just showed me in that your service to God, and even my leader was saying this, she was like, your service to God is not just you serving and you going about your life. Like serving on the media team, because I was like, why would this demon be mad that like I'm on the media team? And it's like when you're serving God, it's not just about like, oh, I'm just doing this, like, oh, it's whatever. But through your service, there's deliverance. Like when you are working for God, like the enemy is big mad. And there's deliverance, there's breaking down the strongholds. Like I would never think that me like editing a video or me having to hold the camera or do something was causing deliverance, was causing the enemy to be mad, was causing like strongholds to be broken. Because the fact that the demon said that me and the media team took its life shows me that that was deliverance, shows me that that demon was mad because I broke free from whatever hold that it had over my life. And this may sound so confusing or so weird to anyone who's watching this, but I guess I gotta do a whole nother video on deliverance. I don't know if I'm the perfect person for it, but you know, deliverance is in the Bible. Jesus delivered the man from all the demons, and then the demons were casted into the pigs. Like this is real stuff. But anyways, so that dream kind of just showed me that like, although the enemy had plans to take me out literally, that also showed me that God is already 10,000 steps ahead. Oh, and you know what's so crazy? This is another dream that I had. I remember having a dream where I was at my parents' house and I opened the fridge and there was a bottle of multivitamins. And I was just like, I kind of woke up and I was just like, I think I need to be taking multivitamins. And I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure that in the dream it said multivitamins with iron. Like that was like specific. And I just remember I did start taking vitamins. And this was like a year before everything. So like,
Dr. Box, there were many failed attempts to fix my teeth. I retouched all my wedding.
I know that matters would have been so much worse had God not been covering me, keeping me, and protecting me. Because although like everything went down and it was just like so scary and so overwhelming, it could have been worse. The enemy's plan was definitely way worse. But God in his infinite love for me and his mercy for me kind of just showed me that, yes, this is all scary, but trust that this all got exposed now so that way it can be taken care of. I really just truly thank God for my family. Like I can't even go into all of it, but my family and my friends have just been such a blessing. You don't realize how much you need community until you need community. And my sister coming here all the way from Pennsylvania, like leaving the kids with her husband, and she like came back home and was like helping me use the bathroom. And like, I cannot say thank you enough to my friends and family for coming, for bringing food and cooking for me. And I'm not trying to get emotional. Even for my leaders and my pastors who really gave me words of encouragement, covered me in prayers, and you know, all those who like were reaching out to me and stuff. Like I'm just truly thankful. I'm truly, truly thankful. And for those of you who feel like you can do life alone, I promise you, you can't. And this is why God encourages us to have community because we need it. Like we really need it. Literally, I had my post-op appointment and the surgeon was just like, the fibroids you
just wanted you to hear it. That's all. That's all. Yeah, man. When she say the enemy, she's literally thinking of black men. Of course she is. Of course she is. Come on, man. We're not dumb. See, the problem is this, homie. She think this is the reason why I do this stuff. They think that you are not being educated. She still thinks she could talk the spiritual realm about fibroids. As educated as you guys are you kidding me? That's why I let it play. She thinks she could talk the spiritual realm to educated men about her box condition. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that. We know the ins and outs. We know everything there is to know. This is physical. Come on, man. We know everything there is to know about the box conditions. It don't matter. So by you trying to throw all of this spiritual and demonic stuff into it, we know you are crazy. Come on now. We are way smarter than that. That Naga, that's exactly what she's trying to do. She was trying to figure out how to make the demon seem like he was a man. Facts. Who was trying, right. Come on. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. You hear what she says? Community. Her community. Now, her sister left her husband with the kids. Who you got? Nobody. Talking about community. Bro. Y'all niggas is crazy. She definitely cannot talk that spiritual realm to a spiritually educated man who is in the embodiment of the creator and educated on the physical aspect of box, which has nothing to do with the spirits. we're talking about a physical scenario here. She named her demon a regular name like Quan. I mean, this woman is sick. That is no way you should be talking. You should be talking a spiritual realm based on your fibroids. But you fake ass, I'm not even say it. I'm not going to even say it. Just I know you lying from a box standpoint. You bringing the spirits in it. You can miss me. I'm totally aware of what's going on with the box, but it just shows that you are a sick woman. And what's the power of the internet? People will listen to you. I'll be damned. And this is how it is, class. With this box. This is how it is. When you're talking about this box, you'll just go in, they'll go anywhere on you. Mainly because they believe you don't know anything. That's all. That's what they're based on. I'm educated. Right. I'm not. I just know, like most men know. We know your box. What about that? Yeah, so as you can see, it doesn't matter the age, the beauty, the whatever. All of these boxes need to be tended to, managed, and dealt with as a young woman coming up into being a older woman. And then Peep, she said the demon said the media killed me. Media was code for social media and how they be on there lying about black men's image. Damn, good observation. I'm telling you, she mad because she knows we're gonna find out. Dang. Y'all brothers. And that's what she get for bringing all the spiritual stuff out, and people get to attack it. And that's what she get. Because she should be telling the truth about what? Her box. You're trying to put sugar on top of it. No. We always take that back to, okay, because they know the guys ain't educated. That's the only reason why people would talk this stupid. It's the only reason. We know that already. We know that already. Just that they don't know it. They or Do Kwon from the seventh circle of the Brooklyn Demonites. Come on, man. Come on, man. They using church to stay away from men, and the pastor and all of them is all okay in this stupid shit. Stupid. I would most certainly say it's stupid, pimp. But like I said, this is why I do the class, because they can't fool us. We see that you women to make any excuse in the world to fool us. This woman went on a spiritual. I was like, listen to her, y'all. I was like, yeah. Listen to her, y'all. Listen to this. It's whatever, man. It's whatever, man. That's the internet for you. They'll get on the internet and tell some of these weird stories based on how the box went bad. That's all I'm saying. All right, so I'll be back later. Thank you, brothers.